Good morning students. Today we are going to solve the third problem on big M method. So the given question is minimize z is equal to 600x1 plus 500x2 subject to constraint 2x1 plus x2 greater than or equal to 80, x1 plus 2x2 greater than or equal to 60. So already I have told that in any case of simplex method or big M method, the objective function should be maximization. But the given question is minimization, convert it into maximization. That is, always remember that z max is always equal to minus of z minimum. That is, z max is equal to minus, take it in the bracket, the given, that is 600x1 plus 500x2. First constraint 2x1 plus x2, so it is greater than or equal to, in case of big M method, if it is greater than or equal to, subtract the surplus variable and add the artificial variable, that is 2x1 plus x2 minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 80. Second constraint is also greater than or equal to, so it is x1 plus 2x2 minus s2 plus a2. If it is greater than or equal to, always remember that subtract surplus variable, add artificial variable. If it is lesser than or equal to, add only the slack variable. If it is equal to, then add only the artificial variable. So these, whatever we have added, the variables that should be added in our objective function, that is z max is equal to minus 600x1 minus into plus minus 500x2 plus 0 into s1, that is coefficient of s1 is always 0 and coefficient of s2 is always 0, and coefficient of a1 is minus m and coefficient of a2 is also minus m. Then go for the first iteration. So the table is, already you know that basic variables, coefficient of the objective functions, then cbi is the nothing but the coefficient of the initial basic variables. So what I have told, in the basic variable columns you should have only the slack variables and the artificial variables, but in this case there is no slack variable, surplus variable are there. So in the initial table you should not take into account the surplus variable. So we are supposed to take only a1 and a2, that is a1, what a1 and a2, what is the coefficient of a1 from the objective function, it is minus 1. What is the coefficient of a2 from the objective function, it is minus m. So then what is the coefficient of x1 from the objective function, minus 600, x2 coefficient is minus 500, then s1 coefficient is 0, s2 coefficient is 0, a1 coefficient is minus m, a2 coefficient is minus m. Solution, right hand side of the constraint 80 and 60, 80 and 60. Go for the writing the coefficient of the that is given constraint, that is first constant 2 1 minus 1, no s2 term 0, a1 coefficient is 1, no a2 0, that is similarly write that. Go for calculating the zj, minus m into 2 minus m into 2 is minus 2m, minus m into 1 is minus, that is minus 3m. Similarly go for calculating all the values of zj you are supposed to get. And the next step is cj minus zj. Cj is minus 600 minus of minus plus 3m, then minus 500 minus of minus plus 3m, then 0 minus m, then 0 minus m. What is for the objective function to be achieved, cj minus zj should be always greater than or equal to 0. Substitute any value of m. So what we have substituted the value of m, that is we have substituted the value of m in this question as 1. Minus 600 plus 3 into 1 is minus 597, minus 500 plus 3 into n minus 400, that is 9 plus m is equal to 1. So you are supposed to take the this value, that is minus 500 plus 3m, it is minus most positive value nearer to 0. So which is nearer to 0? In the first step we are not supposed to get the answer, that is in that case which is nearer to 0, either minus 597 is nearer to 0 or plus minus 497 is nearer to 0, that is you are supposed to get minus 497 is equal to 0. Then go for the selecting this column. Once you go for selecting this column, go for calculating the ratio. 80 divided by 1 is 80, 60 divided by 2 is 30, that is go for selecting the respective column and the row. You will get the 2 as the key element. Once you get the key element, go for forming the second iteration. Same column, that is which is the exit variable, that is a2 is the exit variable, which is the entry, it is x2 is the entry, that is a1 and x2. What is the coefficient of x2 from the objective function? Minus m. What is the coefficient of a1? It is minus m. Go for the key element, divide the respective row by the key element, 1 by 2, 2 by 2, so you will get it in the next table. So once you get all the values, apply the formula to get the elements in this row. So go for calculating the zj value. Zj you are supposed to get. Once you get the zj, go for calculating the cj minus zj. Once you get cj minus zj, you are supposed to select the most positive value. So the most positive value in this case, once you go for this, it will be this one. And go for the calculating the ratio, 50 divided by 1 by 2, you are supposed to get it as the 33.33, and 30 divided by minus 1 by 2, it is this one, it should be minus. Then you should take into account the least positive, this you have to select. Then a1 is exit and s2 is uh, sorry, this step is, you are supposed to select the x1. Once you select the x1, this is nothing but the entry variable, and this is the exit. That is, instead of a1, you are supposed to take it as x1. Once you go for this, you are supposed to get the values cj, and once you get all the values as cj minus zj, then you are supposed to calculate the x1 x2 value. Yeah, I have kept it here, that is you are supposed to get it. So this will be the answer. Z max is equal to minus, so Z minimum will be this one, that is you are supposed to get 13,315, and keep it there, you will get the answer. Thank you.